Good morning, everybody. My name is Liu, and today we will be talking about hunters. Right now, it is the level 115 level cap, and this is post hunter revamp. First, we will talk about legendary items. Art of Sharpshooting is my bow, and Vanity is my sword. However, these two weapons are my main weapons, and I use them for blue line and red line. However, I also have swappies. Imbued bow with the Bernhardt legacy. Power restore legacies such as press onward cooldown. However, I don't use it anymore. Improved strength of the earth, I don't use that anymore either. Power restored by traded intent concentration, obsolete. Beneath notice cooldown, also obsolete. All four of these legacies except press onward is obsolete. But it is good to have just in case they decide to revamp the hunters again to a power consuming horde. Unimbued bow with the merciful shot cooldown. And those are my legendary items. First, let's start with the bow. The bread and butter of the hunter, the most important part of a hunter. Right now it is level 115 cap post hunter update. Red line is higher damaging than your blue line hunters. For any hunter, you should always have focus bow critical multiplier and also induction bow critical multiplier. For your hunters, your highest damaging skills are Upshot, Heartseeker, your Barbed Arrow, and also your Quick Shot. So, Upshot damage, Hunter damage over time increases your Heartseeker, your Barbed Arrow, and also your Exsanguinate. Quick Shot critical chance in precision stance will increase the amount of focus you gain, and also your quick shot does higher critical chance. Who doesn't like higher critical chance? You are a critical damaging class, you want higher critical. Heartseeker damage only increases the base damage of Heartseeker, but hey, it's still a shitload of damage. Induction bow damage increases every single induction skill. That includes your quick shot, your swift bow, your Heartseeker's base damage, your Barbed Arrow's base damage. Your hunter damage over time increases the bleed damage of your Heartseeker and your Barbed Arrow. You may be asking, why do I not have quick shot damage? Well, simply because quick shot critical chance is better than quick shot damage, because you are a critical class. You benefit from higher critical hits. For relics, I go abyssal setting of brutality, higher critical rating, you use critical everywhere. A gem of vitality for min-maxing basically. Let's put it this way. When you have an empty essence slot, would you rather slot vitality, or would you rather slot max morale? The answer is vitality. Now let's ask the same question. Would you rather slot agility, or would you rather slot physical mastery? In this update, the answer is physical mastery. Because right now the physical mastery is higher, gives you higher yield than agility. So as you can see, Vitality and Physical Mastery are highly sought after stats. Agility is not, so do not slot Agility here just because you want to go higher damage. Instead, slot Physical Mastery on your instances and get Vitality here, so that way you don't have to slot Agility here and then Vitality here. It's a waste of your essence slot if you slot Vitality on your essences and then Agility down here. Critical rating based damage modifier, that's pretty self-explanatory. It increases the damage on your bow. For your crafted, you always want to go Agility, Critical rating, Physical Mastery, because, well, you don't benefit from Fate, Will, or Might. You do benefit a little bit from Fate, but not as much as Agility. Precision is the way I roll, because Precision allows for higher crit. Higher crit equals better damage, and also you lowers your cooldown on skills like Upshot and Heartseeker. Ring of Arrows damage is only out there when I go AoE. Very rarely do I go AoE. It's because they have nerfed Ring of Arrows very hard, and I honestly don't like Ring of Arrows anymore since the nerf. Vitality. Well, pretty self-explanatory. You want some higher health so the boss doesn't one-shot you. Barrage damage for when you need to run blue line. Press onward cooldown. So now with this new legacy press onward cooldown, my press onward is 45 seconds long. After the Hunter revamp, your press onward can be used while you are running around. There's no induction, it is a fast skill, which means you can actually use improved swift bow and then right afterwards use press onward to cut the animation of your swift bow. Merciful shot cooldown? Well, Merciful shot is a good damaging skill, so I wanted it to be on lower cooldown, so you have a corruption removal skill and high damage skill. Agility, simply because there are no better legacies to get. I mean, what else are you going to get? You're a hunter, you shoot arrows. Are you really going to be fighting a boss by smashing your swords against him? No, you're going to shoot arrows. You don't need melee critical multiplier. You don't need melee critical rating. All these melee skills are absolute trash. If you want to go full glass cannon, you can also get rid of Vitality to get Fate, but let's be honest, 250 critical rating from 100 Fate, even if you level it up to final tier of 236 multiply that by 250, that's rough. I would say that's roughly 625-ish. That's my guess, 630-ish. Come on, 630 critical rating isn't gonna do much for you. That's not even half of an essence. You wouldn't slot Fate in your essences, so why slot Fate in your sword? So now we have went over the legacies. Let's go over the damage type. You always want to have Balerion. Make sure you get the critical rating title that you can obtain from either Dol Amroth or Eastern Gondor. Like I said, critical rating over physical mastery. For my relics, everything's the same except the rune. Notice how I don't have the base combat damage modifier on my sword. The reason being, I'm not going to go around smacking orcs in the face using my melee weapon. I'm going to shoot them in the head. I don't care how much damage my sword does. This rune right here, if slotted onto the sword, will give you base combat damage onto your sword. I don't care about my melee DPS, I only care about my ranged DPS. So I get Physical Mastery instead. Physical Mastery and a little bit of critical rating. The critical rating is not as high, but hey, I get one whole essence worth of Physical Mastery. Now, why do I have Bernhardt on a separate bow? So I can fit more legacies on my actual bow. This is called a plugin. It's called the, what is it called again? Sequence bars. That's what it's called. Very useful plugin. So guess what? Right now, my Bernhardt does 40% extra range damage. But if I equip my Bernhardt bow, my Bernhardt will now do 69.2% range damage. So during the fight, I don't just use Bernhardt. Instead, I use this plugin. So I'm shooting on the move, shooting. Now I just have to click. And now guess what? My Bernhardt is doing 69% extra range damage without even having the Bernhardt legacy on my actual bow. The power restore was good when Blue Line Hunters were power whores. Blue Line Hunters are no longer the power whore they once were, so I haven't used this legendary item since the revamp. So this is completely obsolete. You don't have to worry about it. Merciful Shot. So your Merciful Shot regularly has a 20-second cooldown when you have the Merciful Shot cooldown legacy on your sword. However, with this bow, you can actually remove corruptions even faster. However, you do sacrifice your damage on Merciful Shot, so beware of that. Let's say a boss doesn't take any damage until you remove his corruptions completely, and he gains his corruptions very quickly. What do? Well, you simply equip your Merciful Shot, you simply equip your Merciful Shot bow, use your Merciful Shot skill at a 10-second cooldown, and then after that you simply equip back your regular bow, and now your Merciful Shot is at a 10-second cooldown with less damage. However, you're able to remove corruption on the boss much faster. And that is your Hunter allies. Hope you enjoyed.